Hello guys, it's Jayblade2000 again with another anime review. This time it's Persona 4 the Animation. Now, personally, I have not played the Persona games or anything like that. In fact, a friend showed me this anime while I was gone for the 4 months. So I basically know nothing outside of the anime. So before we get into this review, let me say that I have not played the games. So I might get some characters wrong, or mess with the lore, or whatever. But here we go. So this anime is called Persona 4, and it is based on games that came out for the PS2. So, what's the story of this anime? Well, Yu Narukami, the guy with the blue hair, right in the center there, is going to a small podunk town in the country of Japan called Inaba to spend the summer with his uncle, Dojima, and little cousin, Nanako, because his parents have gone on some kind of overseas trip and cannot take him along. While he's there, he thinks this is going to be just boring, but a series of strange murders happen. But what gets even more intriguing is the fact that my camera just got out of focus. Okay, there it goes. Is the fact that it seems to be connected to a myth known as the Midnight Channel. People at school talk about this Midnight Channel that only comes on at midnight on rainy nights. So, Yu Narukami, as the main character's name is, I'm not sure if I said that, goes to check out this channel and gets pulled into the TV. The person he saw on the TV is actually the next victim, and so he starts to wonder if there's a connection. Soon, by experimentation, he and his friends, two friends, Chie and Yusuke, fall into this other TV world and find out that someone is putting people in this world to kill them. Now, in order to protect these people, they can summon creatures known as personas, the embodiment of their personality. However, there is a dark side to this. There are shadows they must fight that are also dark, twisted interpretations of what their true personas really are. And if you don't accept your shadow, well, it just might be the end of you. So, not only is there a mystery as to who the killer is, there's also some great action. Also, the theme of this anime seems to be that bonds between people make you stronger, and the characters are all very good, with a few exceptions, which I will talk about later. So, now let's get into some characters, starting with Yu himself. And I don't really mind his character. His character is sort of in the middle for me. Remember, this anime is based on a video game, and so Yu's actions are controlled by the player. So they cannot give him a definite personality, and that really rubs off in the game, in the animation, the anime. Because for the first, 19 episodes, Yu just is flat and non-responsive. Even going to a new world and discovering he has powers, he's just cool, calm, and collected. Part of that is actually unintentionally hilarious, because you see his friends freak out, but he's not freaking out. He's just calm about all of this, and so it's just really funny to watch. But on the other hand, you feel like you kind of need to get to know his personality more. But the thing is, when something drastic happens way down the road in the series, he actually does start to develop a character, and does become his own character. And that's really kind of nice. And I won't dare spoil his shadow. His dilemma at the very end is absolutely amazing, and one I can kind of personally relate to. Next is Yosuke, which is Yu's best friend. Yosuke's kind of in the middle for me as well. He started off as a pretty good character. Plus, he's voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, the voice of Ben 10, voiced Mercury from Ruby. I think he even voiced like Simon in the English Gurren Lagann. But anyway, this character kind of devolved over time, I feel. At the start, he was kind of energetic, kind of dumb, but likably so, kind of a likable jerk. But as the series went on, he just kind of devolved into this guy who only cares about girls. That's about it. At the end of the series, that's all you ever hear him talk about. I mean, yeah, he wants to find the killer, and the killer actually has a personal connection to Yosuke, as the killer killed a would-be girlfriend, or a girl he really liked. And so that connection keeps Yosuke going. And his dilemma is actually kind of interesting, with people only kind of tolerating him. His dilemma. Next is Chie, and I really like her. I think she's probably one of the best characters on the show, though I can't really pinpoint why. She's more of a tsundere character, the girl that's angry all the time and is fierce, but has a kind heart inside. I think it's mainly because, yes, we see her and know she can take care of herself when the time, if need be, but we also see her effeminate side, see her kind side. She always tries to help and befriend Nanako. She wants to cook for the group. Yes, the guys sometimes get on her nerves, and she can very much snap at them, but she still retains her femininity, and I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, and just personality. I mean, yes, she does get a little fierce, but she's not like that all the time, unlike, say, Aruno from Bakugan, who was just a horrible character. Also, Chie's dilemma was pretty interesting, wanting to kind of hide behind her friend and ride her friend's coattails. Next, I want to talk about Chie's friend, Yukiko. And Yukiko is actually kind of dull, I think, but has a really good dilemma of she feels like a bird in a cage, and she wants to be free, but all this pressure is getting down on her, and so she can't. And it's a great dilemma as well. Though I feel like her character was kind of bland. Now, I do like the scene where she gets nervous when you and her are paired together. Not just because, he's of the opposite gender. That's just the easy way out. How they explain it in the anime is that she has never been alone with someone around her age, either boy or girl. And so she's a little bit nervous. And I think that's a much better way to go than just saying, she's nervous just because a boy's there. She's not bad in terms of the show or anything. I just felt like she was a little bland. Next character, I'm not sure I can touch with a 10-foot pole, which is Kanji. And my friend and I thought that his shadow misinterprets his big dilemma, because later on you see his actions and reactions that are just opposite of what the shadow is. And I don't think I can talk about it tactfully and with enough skill. So I'm just going to brush that off to the side. But he is a good character, although he does have a potty mouth. If you are going to watch this series, just be aware that they cuss a lot. But that's really kind of the only downside to this series. But also it gets pretty intense, but that's actually really good if you think about it. Anyway, the next three characters. There's a detective here, which I won't spoil the twist, that totally had me with him. And it's a great dilemma. And I just think it's a great dilemma. Plus, the persona looks kind of interesting. It's like a jet bug thing. Next is Teddy, and I don't know what I think about him. He's really annoying, but the thing is, they need him. And so, I'm glad they didn't just put the cute mascot annoying character just being there to be annoying. He actually has a place in the group to sniff out people in trouble in that realm and lead the group to them. Next is the character I feel which is the worst, which is Rosette. I really don't like this character. If you look at like the opening of the game and stuff, she's just a fan service character and just a tool love interest for you. That's all she is. She's there to look pretty and she's there to fall in love with you. There's really no other side to her personality. Really, that's all she's there for, is to fall in love with you and to look pretty. So I don't really like her. Although I do like her dilemma. It's a very good dilemma, and I think it was pretty creative that she had not just one shadow, but a bunch of shadows, because she didn't really know who she was. And that kind of ties in with Teddy's dilemma, with finding out who he really is. And so I thought that was well executed, even if her character was not. So all in all, it's a very good cast. The characters that don't really seem to have much personality are balanced out by the ones that do. Now let's talk about what's good and bad about this series. The animation is amazing. When they sit under the shade of some trees, you feel like they're under trees. When the light refracts, just the backgrounds are just so beautiful and just dripping with atmosphere. Like at the festival, you really feel that crowded but fun atmosphere, and it's just really amazing. The voice acting for the English dub is really, really good, except for that bear puns with Teddy. Plus, I think a lot of the Persona designs are really cool. But what are the downsides? Like I said, there's some really awkward stuff in here. And, in fact, Rosette's shadow can get a little awkward with all the fan service. And there are quite a bit of awkward scenes. Plus, the show doesn't really explain where the powers come from and how they're used very well, since it's based on a video game. But all in all, it's a very good series. I really enjoyed it. Even though I may not have understood the full story, I really enjoyed these characters and getting to go along with them and feel with them and share this journey. And so if you're looking for a cool sci-fi anime, or just a cool anime in general, check Persona 4 out. It is really, really good.